Imagine a world where the rules of the game are set by individuals, not corporations. Welcome to Holochain. Now let's dive right in. What makes Holochain so revolutionary? Well, it's all in the approach. You see, in the realm of Holochain, applications are crafted with a distinct focus on individuals and groups. Unlike the traditional systems, where the corporations are the puppet masters, Holochain flips the script and places the power back into the hands of the users. But that's not all. Each user, or as we prefer to call them, participant, is an agent. Now you might be wondering, what does that even mean? Well, let me break it down for you. In the world of Holochain, an agent is not just a passive consumer of content. Oh no, they are active participants, creating, sharing, and defining their own experiences. And here's where it gets even more interesting. To ensure that every agent plays fair, Holochain introduces something called data integrity rules. These are like the unsaid rules of a gentleman's club, but they're not unsaid. They're very much said, and they're very much important. These rules act as a membrane, a boundary, if you will, that ensures everyone is following the same playbook. It's like the referee in a football match, making sure everyone is playing by the rules. But here's the catch. The referees are not some high and mighty corporations, they're us, the agents, and that's the beauty of Holochain. It's not just a technological advancement, it's a societal shift. It's not about who has the biggest server or the most money, it's about who has the best ideas, the best implementations, and the most to contribute to the community. In this world, it's not about fitting into a predefined system, it's about defining your own system. It's like building with Lego blocks. Each piece can be anything you want it to be, and they all fit together beautifully. Imagine that each Lego block is a functional part of your application, a module, if you will. In the world of Holochain, we call these modules DNAs. No, not the molecule that carries genetic instructions, but a similar concept. Each DNA in a Holochain application has its own logic, its own network, its own shared database. It's a self-contained universe, a microcosm within the macrocosm of your application. Now, the beauty of these DNAs is their modularity. Because each DNA is self-contained, it can be easily shared and composed. Think of it as sharing a Lego block. If you've built a fantastic little spaceship, you can share that block and someone else can use your spaceship in their Lego city. They don't need to know how you built the spaceship, just that it works and fits into their city. The same is true for DNAs in a Holochain application. If you've written a DNA that performs a specific function, you can share that DNA, and other developers can incorporate it into their applications. They don't need to understand the intricacies of your code, just that it works and fits into their application. In this way, Holochain encourages code sharing and composition. It promotes collaboration and innovation. It allows developers to build upon each other's work, to stand on the shoulders of giants, if you will. And because each DNA has its own network and shared database, there's no need for a central authority or a single point of failure. Each DNA is its own master, sovereign and independent. This decentralization is a key feature of Holochain, and it's what sets it apart from traditional centralized applications. Holochain is a playground for developers, a place where creativity and innovation come together. And just like a playground, it's a place where you can experiment, explore, and most importantly, have fun. So grab your Lego blocks, or rather your DNAs, and let's start building. The conductor of an orchestra ensures that every instrument is playing in harmony. The Holochain Conductor does the same, but with code. Imagine a maestro, baton in hand, guiding the ebb and flow of a grand symphony. That's the Holochain Conductor for you, but instead of violins and cellos, it's orchestrating lines of code, data flow, and network connections. The Holochain Conductor is the vital force that brings your HAP, or Holochain application, to life. It's the engine that executes the HAP code, the intricate set of instructions that make your application tick. Just like the conductor guides each musician to play their part at the right time, the Holochain Conductor ensures each line of code is executed in the right order. But the conductor's job doesn't stop there. It's also in charge of managing data flow and storage. Think of a river with its constant flow of water. Data in a Holochain application is like that river, constantly flowing from one part of the application to another. The conductor is the river's course, guiding the data to where it needs to go and storing it safely when it reaches its destination. Now let's talk about connections. In an orchestra, each musician must be in sync with the others. Similarly, in a Holochain application, different components need to communicate and work together smoothly. That's where the conductor steps in again, managing these connections to ensure that everything works seamlessly. In essence, the Holochain Conductor is the maestro of your HAP, ensuring all the moving parts work in concert. It manages the execution of code, the flow and storage of data, and the connections between different parts of your application. All these roles are integral and crucial. Each one is like a musician in an orchestra playing a unique part. But without a conductor to guide them, the music would be a cacophony. Similarly, without the Holochain Conductor, a HAP would be nothing more than lines of code and disconnected data. The conductor ensures that the symphony of code plays out perfectly every time. Cells, the microscopic building blocks of life. In Holochain, they take on a whole new meaning. Imagine, if you will, a bustling city, each individual a unique entity moving to their own rhythm, their own schedule. Now picture this city as a cell in Holochain. Each cell a combination of a participant's cryptographic key pair and a DNA. The key pair, like a passport, identifies the participant. The DNA, like the city's blueprint, defines the functions and capabilities of the cell. Together they act as the participant's personal agent, a unique autonomous entity carrying out tasks on behalf of the participant within the vast network of Holochain. But unlike a city where everyone shares the same history, each cell in Holochain has its own agent history. It's like each person in the city has their own unique timeline, their own series of events that define who they are and what they have experienced. This agent history is instrumental to the cell's unique identity, its uniqueness within the network. Now, it's important to remember that just like our bustling city is not isolated from the world, a cell in Holochain is not isolated either. It is part of a wider network. Think of this network as the country or the world that our city is part of. The cell interacts with other cells, exchanges information, and collaborates to form a larger, more complex system. But here's the kicker. Even as part of this broader network, each cell maintains its autonomy. It's like our city with its unique culture and way of life, even as it's part of a larger country. Each cell in Holochain, with its cryptographic key pair and DNA, its own agent history, remains a distinct entity within the network. So when we talk about cells in the context of Holochain, we're not just talking about another component. We're talking about unique autonomous entities, each with their own identity and history, contributing to the larger system while maintaining their individuality. In the world of Holochain, every cell is a world in itself. DNA, a term we associate with life and evolution, in the realm of Holochain it takes on a similar significance. Just as DNA is the blueprint of life, forming the basis of our physical characteristics and traits, in Holochain, DNA serves as the blueprint for the application, dictating its behavior, logic, and network. In the world of Holochain, DNA isn't a double helix molecule, but a bundle of executable code running in a cell. It's the lifeblood of Holochain applications, an essential cog in the intricate machine that is a Holochain application. It's the DNA that sets the stage, creating the access and integrity layer for both personal and shared data. Consider a cell as a stage actor and DNA as the script. The actor, our cell, performs the script, our DNA, to the best of its ability. The performance is the execution of the code, the manifestation of the DNA's instructions. The stage in this case is the Holochain application, a platform where these performances take place, and the audience is the network of peers. Now let's imagine a scenario where the actors or cells need to exchange dialogues, or in our case, data. This isn't a free-for-all exchange. It's a methodical and systematic process based on agreed-upon window sizes and time ranges. It's like a well-choreographed dance where every step, every move is pre-planned and executed with precision. This dance of data exchange ensures the seamless operation of the Holochain application. It upholds the integrity of the data and, by extension, the integrity of the entire network, and all of this is orchestrated by the DNA, the bundle of executable code running in each cell. Holochain's DNA is not just code, it's the basis for a new kind of digital evolution. It's the foundation upon which a new era of decentralized applications is being built. An era where data integrity, peer-to-peer networking, and individual agency are not just buzzwords but the norm. The DNA of Holochain is indeed the code of life and data.